Yo, what's going on, guys? Today I'm going to be going over the MLB slate on DraftKings for Wednesday, September the 5th. We do have a 12-game main slate tonight. There is a 2-game early slate, but I will not be covering that. We will just be looking at the 12-game main slate. We'll talk about pitching, do like we always do, talk about the pitchers I like. I feel like I'm going to be targeting. We'll talk about the bats as well, some stacks, BVP plays, and of course I'll give my 5 plays. 5 guys that I feel like I'm going to have a lot of exposure to tonight. But before we do get started, guys, make sure you drop a like on the video. We'd really appreciate it. And if you are new to the channel, make sure you click that subscribe button down below. Really means a lot. We've been getting a lot of subscribers lately, which is something I love to see. So make sure you click that subscribe button if you haven't already. But yeah, let's go ahead and start off at pitcher today. We do only have 2 options on this slate that are over 10K. You got Zach Wheeler and Luis Severino. And I don't have interest in either guy today. Severino has kind of been struggling lately, and he gets a tough matchup here against an Oakland team that's just been red hot lately, just has shown a lot of power, hasn't been striking out much. I don't have interest in Severino, especially nearly at $12,000. And then Zach Wheeler, been pitching great lately, but has a tough matchup here on the road against the Dodgers. So I think we can shy away from both of these guys. I really like the mid-range today, and I think there's value at pitcher. That's kind of the way I'm going to be looking to go. There's a lot of expensive bats I want to fit in. We have a Coors slate on this, or we have a Coors game on this slate. Rockies have a 6 implied run total. The Angels are getting to face Bartolo Colon in Texas, so we're definitely going to want some expensive Angels bats like Mike Trout, Upton, etc. So definitely want to try and go a little bit cheaper at pitcher. So looking like in this mid-range, Michael Kopech, love him today at 9K. He's probably my favorite overall pitcher on this slate. If I play FanDuel, and I usually do play FanDuel pretty much every day, I'm definitely going to have Kopech in a ton of lineups. This dude's just really good. He's an elite prospect. I believe he's like the #1 prospect in the league. Guy's just really good. It doesn't look like in the DraftKings game log. If you look at the game log, you see 10, 18, and 6 DraftKings points. You really don't think there's anything special about this guy. But you got to think 2 of those 3 starts, he threw 3 in 2 innings because he had to come out of the game because of a rain delay. Both of those poor outings where he went for 6 and 10 DraftKings points, the game got delayed for like 2 or 3 hours, I believe. And obviously, once your starter comes out of the game for like 2-3 hours, he's most likely not going to go back in the game. So Kopech really hasn't pitched a full game but once this year. That was against the Tigers. Same matchup he has today. Went 6 innings with 7 hits, 1 run, 4 strikeouts, 18 DraftKings points. And I would say that was a somewhat poor outing from Kopech. This is going to be a really good spot for him at home against the Tigers. A team that's just not good, strikes out a lot. We'll look at the Vegas implied run total for the Tigers. It's pretty low, 3.9 runs. So Kopech is getting respect from Vegas. Love him here. I think he has a lot of upside. The kid can strike guys out. He throws really hard, has nasty stuff. At 9K, he might honestly be too cheap. I was expecting him to be over 10K when I saw that he was getting a matchup at home against the Tigers. So love Kopech today, my favorite pitcher on this slate. Then looking at value, there's some value I like at pitcher. This is probably going to be a play people might not agree with, but Mike Leake down here at 6,200, I do like today. He's facing the Orioles at home in a great pitcher's park. The reason I like Leake today is just his price tag. If Leake was 8K, I wouldn't be playing him, but he's 6,200. He's getting a great matchup. If Leake gets me 15 to 20 DraftKings points at 6,200, that's definitely hitting value. Leake is a guy that can go out there and get you points. He's not a great upside play. He doesn't have a lot of strikeout upside. But I could easily see him going 6 innings with 4 or 5 strikeouts, pitching a shutout, 15 to 20 DraftKings points. I feel like Leake can easily get there today. His last start against Oakland, he did pretty poor, but that was a tough matchup. Oakland, like I said, they've been hitting the ball really well lately. But you look besides that Oakland start, Leake's been okay, 11, 28, 12, 13, 10, 11 DraftKings points, 14. Tough spot for him against the Angels. On the road, he went for -7. But as you can see, Leake's been somewhat solid. He's not going to kill you. 6,200, he's not going to kill you at this price, even if he has a relatively rough start. As long as Leake doesn't put up negative points, I feel like I can roster him today. If he gets me even 10 DraftKings points, that's not going to kill me when he's 6,200. Like I said earlier, I think the bats are going to win you this slate. Getting the right hitters today is going to be very important. So going with a cheap pitcher like Leake in a great matchup, I do have interest in him. But talking about some of the other pitchers, just looking at value, Leake's by far my favorite value play. If I'm going cheap, if I'm going like 7K and under, Leake's going to be the guy I target. But looking in this mid-range, I think there are other plays here. Hyunjin Ryu at 9,200. If you don't agree with Kopech, if you don't want to play Kopech today, or even if you don't agree with Leak and you want to go up from Leak, I do like Hyunjin Ryu at home versus the Mets. We know this Mets team really bad versus lefties, strikes out versus lefties. I like Ryu at 9,200. 1,000 less, I like Nick Pivetta against the Marlins in a pitcher's park. In Marlins Park, great pitcher's park. I like Pivetta 8,200. I think he definitely has upside. Those are probably the pitchers I'm going to be the most heavy on today. Kopech, Ryu, and Nick Pivetta. And then if I need value at pitcher, Mike Leake's going to be a guy that I look to, especially on two pitcher sites. Going with Leake as your SP2 allows you to fit in so many expensive bats. So I like Kopech and Leake, building around them today. We got 4,350 remaining per player when we go with these two pitchers, so we can fit in the expensive bats today. And we'll just start off at third base, where we have Nolan Arenado at 5,200, who is a great play today against a lefty at home. I've mentioned it before. When Arenado's facing the lefty at home, he always has to be in your consideration, and especially today versus Andrew Suarez, a lefty I really don't believe in, a lefty that struggles outside of AT&T. He's going to be on the road today, facing the Rockies in Coors Field. Just love this Rocky stack, a 5.9 implied run total for them. And it's not really going to be hard to fit these guys in if you go with Leake as your pitcher. Like LeMahieu at 5K, Story at 5,800. You can play these guys if you go with Leake. You do have value, though, with Matt Holliday at 3,900. Really like Matt Holliday as a value play. Even though he's probably going to get pinch hit for later on in the game, the guy has a ton of power. He could take Suarez deep in his first at bat. So I like Holliday as a value play. Obviously love Arenado, LeMahieu, Story, even Charlie Blackmon. Just the expensive Rockies always have to be considered, especially when they're at home. But moving on to the outfield, another expensive bat I love here is Mike Trout. Mike Trout's really expensive today at 5,900, but we can pretty easily fit him in. He's in a great spot here in Texas, in this hitter's park, versus Bartolo Colon, who is expected to pitch for the Rangers today. Mike Trout has crushed Colon in the past. If you believe in BVP, you should probably be on Mike Trout here. He's gone 11 for 20 versus Colon with 3 home runs. And since this game is in Texas, that makes me like Mike Trout a little bit more just because it's a really good hitter's park. Not going to be as hot, just 82 degrees, but still 71% humidity. So the ball should be traveling. Love this Angel stack if you're not stacking the Rockies. Guys like Cole Calhoun, Fletcher, Trout, Upton, Ohtani. These guys are great plays, in my opinion. I'll definitely have some Angel stacks as well today. And obviously Trout's going to be a number one priority from the Angels. Love him at 5,900. And then Cole Calhoun, another guy that I really like from the Angels, at 4,200. He just seems a little bit too cheap here. Calhoun's been mashing the ball as of late, just hitting the ball really hard. And versus Bartolo Colon, a pitcher that gives up a ton of hard contact to lefties, this is a great spot for Cole Calhoun. We know Calhoun, he has some troubles with striking out, but Colon's not going to strike anybody out. Colon's K rate's very, very low, especially to lefties. So I really like Cole Calhoun here. And like I said, I love this Angel stack. Definitely one of my favorite stacks besides the Rockies. So these are my 5 plays for today, guys. Michael Kopech, Mike Leake, Nolan Arenado, Mike Trout, and Cole Calhoun. Now, let's quickly talk about my stacks. I already mentioned them, but I'll go over them one more time. The Rockies and the Angels are probably my 2 favorite stacks, Rockies being number 1, Angels being number 2. But if we want to look for some stacks that could come low owned but still have a lot of potential to blow up, looking at some of the implied run totals, you do have the Pirates with a 5 implied run total versus Homer Bailey. We know Homer Bailey, not very good. You could definitely go to the Pirates here. If this game was being played in Great American in the Reds ballpark, I would have a lot more interest in the Pirates. But even at home, they still have a 5 implied run total. So maybe the Pirates could be a stack you look to for a low-owned stack. On the other side of that Angels game, you do have the Rangers. Don't have any Vegas information on this game, but the Rangers are getting to face Jaime Barria, who is a pitcher that I definitely feel like I can pick on. So guys like Chu, Odor, Mazzara, these guys that have a ton of power versus righties, you can definitely play here in Texas. So the Rangers, the Pirates, could be 2 teams you look to for maybe a low-owned stack if you're trying to get it a little bit different from the field. But let's go ahead and quickly look at BVP for today. A lot of BVP plays since it is a 12-game slate. I'll just cover the ones with about a 20 at-bat sample size. If you do want to look at all the BVP plays, you can pause the video here and look at all of them. But starting off up top, Billy Hamilton, he's gone 8 for 25, 2 home runs versus Jamison Taillon. Scooter Gennett, 10 for 27 with the home run versus Taillon, and Jose Peraza, 10 for 19. Starling Marte, 6 for 24 with a home run versus Homer Bailey. Mike Trout, I mentioned that BVP earlier, 11 for 20, 3 home runs versus Cologne. Andrelton Simmons, 13 for 28 versus Cologne. Avisel Garcia, 8 for 20 with a home run versus Jordan Zimmerman. Brian McCann, 13 for 31 with 3 home runs versus Jake Odorizzi. Mike Moustakas, 12 for 43 with 3 home runs versus Jose Quintana. And lastly, Neil Walker, 9 for 25 with a home run versus Fires. Then you got 2 more down here. Denard Spangon, 9 for 25 with a home run versus Cashner. And Kyle Seager, 7 for 23, 2 home runs versus Andrew Cashner. So that's it for BVP on this 12-game slate. And I think that's it for the video, guys. Hopefully you did enjoy the video, and hopefully it did help you. If you enjoyed the video, make sure you click that like button down below. I would really appreciate it. And if you are new to the channel and you have not clicked that subscribe button yet, make sure you hit that subscribe button before you get out of here. Would really appreciate it. And if you do have any questions, feel free to hit me up on Twitter at the DFS_GOAT, or you can leave a comment down below, and I will get back to you as soon as I can. But yeah, guys, that's pretty much it. Thank you so much for watching. I really appreciate it. And good luck tonight on this 12-game slate. Peace.